Hey there and welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. My name is Andrew, and in today's episode we're talking about the low vision notebook from Maxi Aids. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's get to it. Hey there, welcome to the episode. Today we're talking about the low vision notebook from Maxi Aids. Maxi Aids has two styles of low vision notebook. One with white paper and bold lines, and yellow paper with bold lines. Myself, I can't stand looking at white paper, no matter how big or how small the font is. It's hard for me on my eyes. It gives me a headache. Yellow paper, on the other hand, is much more subtle and not so reflective of bright lights on it. So I purchased the yellow notebook. Now, what do I think of these notebooks? Myself, I think they could have done a little bit better on the notebook covers themselves. The notebooks, as you can see in the pictures here, are white with a black text. Myself, I think they could have done a little bit better to differentiate between the white paper notebook and the yellow paper notebook. They could have had a black cover with white text, or a black border, or something to differentiate them in some way. The next thing that I don't like about these per se is the spacing between the lines. I don't know about you, but myself, I don't write super large. Now, I'm used to regular notebook line paper, which is what, a half an inch roughly of spacing. So I'm used to writing somewhat smaller. Now, of course, not being able to see those lines all that well, I do occasionally have slightly larger letters. However, the majority of my time, I stay within the line. My biggest issue when it comes to writing on regular notebook paper is staying straight compared to writing size. I wanted to be able to take notes while going out to the people of video conference. I purchased the yellow paper notebook, and when I got it, I thought that the pictures were a little bit deceiving when it came to the spacing and size of the lines. I was slightly disappointed when I received them and noticed that the bold line for each line of the paper is fairly thick, and then they're about 1 inch apart. If you're using these notebooks with the Bold Writer pen set from the same company, it makes it a little bit difficult to read your notes afterwards, because now you have to have a little bit of a gap between your writing and that bold line. Myself, I would have preferred a slightly thinner bold line, a smaller gap for the spacing. As I said, I don't write super large. So I don't need a super large space to be able to write. To me, that would be a waste of paper. It's also going to be more difficult to read later on when you're done writing whatever it may be, whether it's a note for yourself, or notes in general, or a note for somebody else, or maybe a book report or something like that. Myself found it a little bit difficult because now I have to have that little bit of a gap to be able to make sure that my R's are R's and not B's. Or maybe it's in lowercase e and put it right on the line so it gets cut off. Or any other number of scenarios. You know, what if I was to write a Z and it goes onto that bold line? It might look like a 7. So there are its upsides and there are downsides. If I was to give this a rating between 1 and 5 stars, or 1 to 10, I would give a 4 out of 5 or an 8 out of 10. As I mentioned, there are a couple things that could be improved, but those are just my personal opinions. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you have one of these notebooks, whether it's the white paper or yellow paper, and what you think about using them. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free to drop them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I hope you enjoyed today's review. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day or evening depending on where you are. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. And we'll see you in the next episode.